So I've got this piece on the chuck as well, and the chuck is here on the wheel head ready to go that I threw the other day. This piece is a knob and all, and you can see that it's a hollow form that I've thrown all in one piece. I haven't trimmed the bottom yet, and obviously it would be difficult to set it on its point to trim it. I could open it and then trim it, but I've got this chuck here that I had done for the lid, and I'm going to use this to trim it. Now I can't get it going too fast because I've made the chuck, since the chuck is working for multiple things, I didn't make it as high as I might. Had it been up to here, a little bit higher, I would have been able to have this balanced in here a little bit easier. What I'm going to have to do to get started is center and level my piece. It's a little high on this side over here where I drew the line. And so I'm going to have to get it first leveled and then centered in here. But for what I'm doing here, I'm really just cleaning up the bottom. There's not a lot of work I need to do, and so I'm going to go ahead and start it spinning. Now I'm going to keep the wheel's going fast, but I'm keeping a lot of control on it. I'm not using a lot of pressure with my trimming tool, so that I don't knock it off of the wheel head. And especially when I get out here to this outside edge, I'm going to use my left hand to keep the piece on the wheel, or on the chuck, because there's not a lot holding it down. It's just really gravity and the pressure of the wet clay and the wet clay, the leather hard clay and the leather hard clay. But since I'm trimming a foot on this, what is essentially a cylinder, I don't need to, I'm not trimming a foot ring, I'm just cleaning up the base essentially, making sure that it's not too thick and that the shape has a nice undercut, a nice shadow through here. Now I'm not able, with the knob and all closed, to get on the inside and see how thick it is, what my shape is in the interior, so I have to go based on memory. I threw this the other day, and hopefully it's not super thick down there at the bottom. Working on the assumption that cylinders, particularly tall cylinders that get narrow at the top, have a tendency to get too thick down here. I think I'll take a little bit more off, and then I'll be able to be done. Then I'll compress this edge, and it'll be ready to come off the chuck and have its rim split. Notice that the chuck didn't really leave much of a mark on the knob and all, and now I have a nice trimmed piece.